So we built this aeroponic unit in Rocky Mountain House. We got some broccoli, house. My name is Renee Michalak. I'm the managing director for Rethink Red Deer, and we're a citizen action group that's really interested in building positive community and connecting people back with the relationship with land, water, and air. So one of the projects we're working on here is called a megawatt, and megawatt is an acronym for a longer word or a longer phrase called Micro Energy Generating Garage Assembly. We're located on an urban lot in Red Deer, and we're turning it from what I would call a car hole or just a storage unit into a four-season food growing and energy generating, renewable energy generating system. And behind me you see here a lot of the components that are going to make up that system that we're going to put together through the spring and summer. So the way we're going to lay it out here is on the right hand side you can see the fish tanks, or what are going to be the fish tanks, already kind of filling their space, and on top a couple of the extra barrels there for filtration, and then some extra supplies on top. And that is going to be basically half the garage, and the other half will remain a regular garage for storage or for parking. So we want to maintain its regular function but show you can make more use of a garage than just parking or storing things in it. So in permaculture we call that stacking functions, getting as many uses out of a piece of property or asset as possible. So behind the fish tanks here is the aeroponic system. Works really well. We grew quite a bit of microgreens with it in the past growing season, and probably 2 or 3 dozen different kinds of things you can grow in here. And each of these trays actually comes out so you can grow taller plants if you want to, so it's completely adjustable. We have a bit of an artificial environment inside here, but it is still using natural principles. So when you're using an aeroponic growing system, there's no soil actually involved. You take the tray that's sitting here inside the basket, and inside here is a growing medium. This is a growing blanket made of cellulose, and it's actually compostable, so we have no waste production in this system at all. So the seeds get sprinkled on top of this growing mat, and then underneath here you can see inside the basket here that there's spray nozzles. So on a timer, 3 times an hour, the nutrient solution gets sprayed onto the bottom of the basket, and it soaks the growing blanket here, and then the seeds sprout and the roots grow down and they hang in the air here, and then they get sprayed, as I said, 3 times an hour with the nutrient solution. Over each one of these basket units with the frame around it, we have 2 T5 lights, so they're full spectrum lights, and they provide 24/7 light for the sprouts. So within 7 days you can actually have a full crop. The whole idea is to connect this up to the solar system once it's installed. So we can run this entire system, maybe a second one even too, plus the aquaponics all together. And the real genius of putting it together with permaculture design is we can take the fish waste and to filter it along the way. So the reservoir down at the bottom here will receive the fish waste as well, a nutrient solution water, and then that gets used to spray the roots of the aeroponic growing beds. So the real benefit to aeroponics is having that air to the roots, because they do need oxygen in order to grow. And when you do it in this type of environment, they grow much faster. And that's the benefit of doing it in an artificial type environment as opposed to out in the garden. You can get produce much faster. And when you're growing for seasons, especially in the winter, you don't want to wait for your produce, obviously. So it's really a fantastic technology and system to use for indoor growing. We're going to engage as many of our volunteers and members as possible to share in the experience and to learn along the way, to kind of reskill themselves and get those skills back that our grandparents used to have that we've kind of forgotten about or have stopped practicing. So we're going to have a lot of fun doing it, and welcome everybody to get involved in one form or another. And throughout the course of 2013 and 2014, hopefully get the whole system put together from a garage with a greenhouse combination and show how much food we can actually grow within the city. We got a lot of stuff collected here, a lot of supplies and a lot of energy, but we can't do it alone. It's really important that we have that local economy, which is supported by our relationships with one another, but then also with the natural world. So the better we're connected with the natural world, the better relationships we can have with one another. And just imagine the stories you can tell by having a system like this in your backyard. Let's go, buddy.